Hey, Blade fans! We're gonna be dishing out some mayhem today with the blade you see on the table. Finally, yeah, I've been late to the party by at least a year, while my good friends out in YouTube land have shown you this knife and tested it and chopped stuff with it, and choir boys outdoors, just cutting up all kinds of stuff with it. Well, I'm not going to be cutting up too much stuff today, save maybe a sheet of paper. Not on my nice clean desktop here, but maybe one day, and maybe we'll just be showing you desktop reviews. And plenty of places to see plenty of different reviews on knives. Anyway, I have a small collection of cold steel knives. I can't say that I don't have any. And I'm going to show you what I do have today in terms of compares once we get going here. Well, nothing in the box. I just got it out there for effect. But, yeah, no labels, just the box. Everything's going to be heavily billboarded by Cold Steel. There she is. This is no small knife, as I'm sure you already know by the name and by it being around for a while. But I finally got one, and you will notice it's got a little tooth on top there. What kind of tooth is that? Well, that is a snaggle tooth. There she is. And that's the one I got. Came with a nice little kit to put it on. But I must tell you that the original thumb stud put on there by Cold Steel was major Loctited on. So almost stripped the screw, almost messed up some screwdrivers nuts, because the one stud that is remaining here, you can see that they slot it. And I found a good screwdriver that fit it well. Nonetheless, I had to do vice grips on the other side. The little rubber tube they gave us here to hold on to the other side was totally insufficient, unfortunately. Now, that may not be the case with all Mayhem knives. Could be some variance there. Mine came through Amazon by way of Midway. And if you do that, expect to wait a couple of weeks, because Midway will turn out a USPS label, but take a long time actually giving that to the post office. It is quicker if you order directly from Midway, I am told, and not through Amazon. But I got a great price, $109. I think that's the lowest this knife has been since it came out. This is the AUS 10A version, but that steel has been performing. There's your other side of the snaggle tooth. So basically one thumb stud comes off. The screw that snaggle tooth gives you goes through here. It is superly nice matched to that little peak in the blade there. You see? Fits in nice, and it is just solid once you crank that screw down. I don't plan on taking it off. And I'm not going to give you a pocket demo today, but snaggle tooths work really well to open the knife. And there it is. Having a hard time getting the lighting right because it is a shiny blade. It's not quite satin finished. It's maybe... we got some belt satin going along the flat of the blade there. Anyway, let's talk more about it and back out a little so I got some room. It uses the Atlas lock, which is a Demco design. And it is fidgety, so you can open the knife with it. This is still breaking in, so it's a little stiff, but not bad when you got a little more room. But that Atlas lock is exceedingly strong. In the tests I saw on Cold Steel, it is holding even a heavier weight than they tried with the Triad lock. And I know there's a lot of people there that live and die by the Triad lock. And I respect that. I've got triad locks, but you can see the double pin here that holds the locking mechanism in place. There's a whole schematic you can see, I think, out at Cold Steel that shows you the breakdown and how this whole thing works. But it is just, you know, truck solid, bank vault solid. And in the test that Cold Steel did, I think they put close to half a ton on it. Of course, that's static weight. But even with, you know, back wax and so on and so forth, this thing ain't going to fold. I have at least one or two guys on my channel here write me periodically and put comments in there that real men don't carry folding knives, they carry fixed blades. That's as close to a fixed blade as you're going to get. And it's big. It is sword-like. You can hold it back here and chop, right? I saw this, Choir Boys had put out a video where he was using this and chopping with it. And it was going into a tree like an inch on the first whack with it. Just crazy. Now you can hold it in the middle, okay? You can choke up, and there's your two finger grooves. It's a gray and black laminate G10. There's your double pins there. And there is your place for the secondary. I'm going to jab my background there. The thing is pokey. They give you two clips. Okay, there it is. That is the clip for left-hand carry because they both curve with the handle. So this one, when you put it on the other side, would be curving the wrong way or be curving up this way. So there's your three screws. It is not a deep carry pocket clip, but you got a nice purchase right there to pull it out of the pocket. And it's nice that you got something, maybe 1.5 inches or so, sticking out to grab onto. What else was I going to say? Well, the grip-wise, right here, there are really no jimping that you're going to use. This is more or less decorative. If you know otherwise, let me know. And we'll be measuring this thing up to let you know just how big a knife it is. And it is big. It's, you know, right in there with the larger Cold Steel knives, not with the largest, not with some of the Navaja style knives. And oh, look at this. I'm going to have to go to my tape measure. But we'll at least give the metric guys the blade length in centimeters. But overall, 13.25 inches. Good God. 6-inch blade. And just so we cover the metric part of things, the blade is 15 centimeters. The handle is 19 centimeters. So you do the addition, because I'm bad at math. Now, there it is. Thicknesses. And in inches, a thin handle, 0.55. Looks thin, doesn't it? Doesn't look like a 0.55. But even a 0.55 in a 3.5-inch blade is going to be fine. It will slide right into the pocket if your pockets are deep enough in many different ways. 0.14 blade stock, millimeters. 3.7 millimeters. So for this size knife, fairly slim stock, 14.3 millimeters on the handle thickness. And let's see if we can get a weight on my little scale here. If we can't, we'll move to the heavier weight scale. I've got in grams. No error. Yeah, 368.27 grams. And we'll call that 13 ounces. How's that? Yeah, man. As with many of the giant Cold Steel knives, they are thin. They will fit nicely in the pocket in that dimension. But of course, you've got a lot going on here. As far as the height of it goes, You've got 2 3/4 inches on the height, which is almost 7 centimeters. And from the snaggle tooth on down, you've got about 7.5 centimeters, or 3 inches. All right, so it's actually a bit taller here than it is from the peak of the blade. Let's look at this blade again. It is a scimitar sort of a blade, I would say. We've got definitely a deep belly. Ooh, and I keep coming back, and I'm looking at the camera and not the knife. I do not want to shed blood. I know some of you would love to see it, but I don't want to. It's my blood. I want to keep it. We've got a peak here. We've got a bit of a crescent curve going in here. But if you look at, let's say you're holding it in the hand and you got the handle dropping down. And if I just use this as a straight line through the center, the point's actually below the center line, looking at the top part of that ruler. Okay. Now, if you were to look at it this way, which really you shouldn't, it's dropping way down below. So in the hand up here actually feels, you know, what they've done, even though the handle curves and the blade curves, if you hold it here and you look at the knuckles, that point's in a straight line, all right? If you're thrusting this way, you're doing your collie techniques, 8 and 9. Let's back out a little more. I'm going to need some room anyway. Right about there. Okay. So yeah, and you can choke up here, right? Once you get up into this territory, just be careful, you know. The guy criticized me, said you shouldn't modify, basically said you shouldn't mess with your knives, because I think on another video on a fixed blade, I recommended just taking that corner off there. You may or you may not. If you take it off, you're still going to be able to sharpen the knife fine. I mean, it's a sharpening choil termination, as well as if you do want to get way up there, you can. But I feel better being right about there. What's nice is with the snaggle tooth is it forms kind of a thumb ramp. So you see you've got basically kind of a pocket in there. So that is very nice, even though there's no jimping on the back of it. I believe this is the aluminum tumbled snaggle tooth. It's not steel, far as I know. Yeah, that's aluminum. My magnet says, obviously that. The thumb said steel. So yeah, and then you've got two hands if you want to go at it like a katana, Japanese samurai sword. Oh Lord, it's a big knife. So 13.25 inches overall. Now come the compares. How about the Talwar? Same dimensions, more or less. If this is my straight line here on the pommels, let's bring that back. Okay, nope. If we measure it that way, it's an inch longer overall on the Mayhem. If I try to even up the handles, it's about 3/4 of an inch longer on the blade. What have we got on the blade for the Talwar? 5.5 inches versus 6, so I was correct. About a 1/2 inch difference. Of course, the Talwar has the Demco triad lock. These, my experience with these has been I've got to break them in. You got to open and close it enough, but this one's not bad. I'm going to show you one in a minute that is much tougher to close. And let's bring that out now. This is the Frenzy, and if you don't know the name on any of the cold steel knives, just look at the blade. The Frenzy. This is probably the one I've had the longest as far as the super large cold steel knives, and I didn't bring out the black talon today just because it's not particularly a large cold steel knife as cold steel large knives go. So on the Frenzy, we've got 5.5 inches also. So same blade length if we measure from the front of the handle as the Talwar. Very long, wicked claw talon type of a blade on this guy. Very thin. This is S35VN. This is S35VN. They do make S35VN in the Mayhem, but it's going to cost you a bit more, to say the least. Here's the one that I really need to crush it in order to close it. And maybe your thumbs are stronger and more resilient than mine, but I'd prefer it to be a little easier to close, even though I love the safety of that lock. How about the Luzon? And the Luzon is no slouch in the size category. In fact, it is larger, longer that is, than the Mayhem, but not nearly as tall a blade. It overall is about 1 inch longer. And if I even up the handles, it's the same length blade. That should be 6 inches, and yes, it's 6 inches. So 6-inch blade, 6-inch blade, a little longer handle. What they did here was very interesting, a very thick liner lock. But you've got a double lock here that puts that little piece of metal there in the way of the liner, and it will not close. So pretty good safety mechanism. Lynn Thompson, when he designed this, was certainly thinking. This is kind of a traditional Philippine folding knife, even a balisong style blade on this guy, kind of a clip, coming in close to what we used to call a Weehawk by Benchmade back in their balisong days, early balisong days. Got one more to show you. I think I got one more to show you. And that is, put it over here, the Formax Scout. And this certainly is going to be a small little knife. By any other standards, not small, but by Cold Steel standards, small. Smaller. There you go. So for comparison, and I think we got about a 4-inch blade on this guy. Yeah, 4-inch blade, and overall 10 inches. Okay, 3 inches shorter overall. But there they all are, and I'm not going to forget the sharpness test today. I already checked this out, and what they've been saying about this edge is absolutely true. I mean, I didn't feel that anything contacted that. The mass of the knife and the edge that they put on it is just incredible. How about that ski slope? You will not find a sharper edge on even your small, well-honed pocket knives. It is slightly aggressive, but mainly smooth. But I have no doubts that that will bite skin just fine the way it is. However, you sharpening gurus out there, you have at it and put your own edge on it. I'm going to see if I can line them all up in terms of size. Going on quite a bit here. Not quite 20 minutes yet. That's good. Maybe we'll just be able to cut it off under 20 minutes. All right. There is the Mayhem, my new knife from Cold Steel, the Luzon, the Talwar, the Frenzy, and the Formax Scout. Even my old brain can read the labels. My eyes and the brains. You be well, and thanks for coming. Pick up a Mayhem, and if you do, don't forget to get that snaggletooth, but be prepared for a little bit of work to get the thumb stud out. You be well, take care, stay safe.